It doesn't get much more hands-on than this. South East Euro MEP Dan Hannan swapped his briefcase for a paintbrush over the summer, joining a project to refurbish facilities for migrants in Italy. The sheer numbers of people crossing the Mediterranean have left local services and volunteers overwhelmed.
The Italian authorities are behaving heroically. I mean, there are volunteers who are every day acting in a way that is humbling. We were doing up a hostel for underage migrants, unaccompanied kids who in many cases have been orphaned during the journey. Some of them are economic migrants, some of them really are asylum seekers, but all of them arrive having been through the most extraordinarily Odyssean journeys, first across the Sahara, then across the Mediterranean. They need food, they need water, they need medical attention, and then of course they need somewhere to stay.
The MP for Fareham, Suella Fernandez, has seen the other side of that world as a barrister on immigration cases and through her own family history.
My father fled to Britain as part of the East African Asian diaspora in the 1960s. He went through the proper means, he was given a passport, and as a result he was able to step onto British land in the confidence of knowing that he was here legitimately, lawfully.
She says it's vital to clearly establish a person's right to stay in the UK.
If we've got people here who are slipping through the system or they're not being processed properly, then their whole status in this country is undermined. They need to be confident that they're here on a legitimate basis.
Dan Hannan is calling for a better system to decide who's a genuine refugee.
We need to find a way of processing claims offshore. It's something that Australia did, and since then there hasn't been a single death by drowning of any migrant attempting to reach Australia.
Isn't this a classic example, though, where everybody in Europe has to work together with so many people trying to come across the Mediterranean?
If you were to take people from the rest of the EU, if you think about it, you'd be contracting out our immigration policy to the people smugglers. You'd be saying that instead of taking those who we know to be refugees, we take those who have been able to afford to pay the traffickers.
With refugees on the move across Europe, authorities and individuals are thinking day to day. But only concerted action by governments will make a difference for the long term. Peter Henley, BBC South Today.